1. Brought to you by Riverside. This is the middle third. How are you, mate?
Well, mate, I have a Ninja Creamy, something I'm becoming quite an expert in at the moment.
Oh my God.
Mate,
Seriously?
it's a healthy one. It's good. I love my dessert, so that's a highlight because certainly, mate, watching Queensland teams in the NRL is really not looking good at the moment.
Not a highlight, unless you're a Dolphins supporter, mate. It's not.
That was closer than expected too.
Yeah, well closer than expected. Well closer than expected. Well, there's been plenty happening. We're talking about the disaster up there in Townsville that happened on Thursday night.
I reckon we've got a disaster. The weekend was probably we've got a catastrophe of a game, which was yours, and mine was probably a state of an emergency.
And all you poor blokes from Brisbane don't know what to do with yourselves. But you're making this a bit of a habit, mate. Making the grand final and bombing out. There's a pattern. There's certainly a pattern of behaviour in all this. Pattern of behaviour.
It's like we're becoming you could arguably a rocks and diamonds season. That's what we do. We go well, we go bad. We go well, we go bad. We go well, we go bad. And sack coach, new coach in. Go bad, go good. New sack coach, new coach. It's been a merry-go-round since obviously Wayne left. And as I said, I reckon Madge is going to have to start the year. If he's anything worse than probably, I reckon, even money 4-4. If he's somehow 3-4 or something like that, I think he's
they've got to re-sign him before then. They've got to re-sign him this year, mate. He's got to be re-signed this year, or the pressure on Brisbane is going to skyrocket on what the bloody hell's going on. The coach has already come out. The CEO has already come out and said he's our man. So why isn't the deal already done? If he's your man, why isn't the deal done?
It's nearly a coach's curse when the board backs you, you get sacked.
Yeah, pretty well. But that's just come out, re-sign him. Or is he full of shit? Well, I've heard Dave Donaghy plenty of times. I reckon he's full of shit.
Mate, they talked up how they had Payne Haas locked up. Oh, we got him. Payne's going to be a Bronco for life, which is arguably the biggest contractual stuff up in Broncos history, outside of Petro leaving, where he was forced to leave. Payne was not getting forced to leave, which is even stupider. So he's chosen to leave a premiership winning team.
Yeah, he has. Absolutely has. He made it really clear. So, and apparently it's not about the money, but I reckon he's getting pretty well paid down there in South Sydney to go there. But I tell you what, I'm glad it's lucky he signed the contract early in the year, because you looked at his form now, it is horrible. Absolutely horrible.
In my opinion, I reckon he's playing injured.
Yeah, it seems to be that, well, like his predecessor, Kevy liked to play him injured as well. They just don't seem to want to be able to rest him. They need to play him. Well, guess what? He now, the season's over, so if he's injured, pull him off the field. Doesn't make any sense. Absolutely doesn't make any sense at all. But look, as I say, Brisbane, they can do what they bloody like as far as I'm concerned. But one of the interesting stories, this is something you don't hear every day, is of course the NRL are thinking about shifting I think it's the 27 Grand Final, because
28
is it? Because Pope Leo's visiting. Hey, Pope Leo's visiting, so they're not quite sure what they're going to do.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that just be a more reason to have the grand final? The fact that he's in town.
Unless they see it as too much logistics, or the transport system is going to be under too much of a pump.
Well, millions of people are going to travel to Sydney to see the Pope, are they? I don't think so. Is it the only place in Australia he's going? I haven't seen the papal tour. I've got no idea. Is it the only place in Australia he's going, is it?
You know more than I do.
Yeah, no. As I say, I think there's going to be more eyeballs on Sydney for that weekend if the Pope's here. So why would you not play the Grand Final then? Seriously. It makes absolutely zero sense to shift it. More sense to keep it. Unless the government's barking up and down and saying, hey, no, we want this, we want the big stadium for a mass. So I'm sure Melbourne would put their hand up and have the mass down there for them. They wouldn't. I'm sure they do that. Yeah. So I just think it's ludicrous to even think about shifting it. They keep saying they want to grow the game. Yeah, look, one thing about the Pope is obviously Catholics are absolutely everywhere. Every pocket of the world. So if you want someone looking at our game and the Pope's here, it's going to go to a lot of countries. It is going to go to a lot of countries out there. So I say, yes, Father, bless me, for I have sinned. All right, mate, let's roll things along. Tommy Dearden come out during the week. The scuttlebutt about his missus, his partner, as he puts it, who's pregnant, who's from Sydney, who's now moved to Townsville. The scuttlebutt about him potentially moving down to Sydney to be with his pregnant partner will not tend to go away. And he's decided to come out and make a bit of a stand. Did you hear the statement?
Yeah, man. I think I've got no issue with it. I think it shows he's not someone who rests on his laurels. He speaks more than your coach does.
Well, that's not hard, mate. That is dead set not. I talk more in my sleep than what that coach says, but that's a whole nother argument. But what I found really interesting, did you hear Brent Reid on 360?
Oh, no.
Like seriously, that is the bet. That will dead set do me. Oh look, he's saying it's nonsense, but it did happen. No, there was someone, I don't know who it was, spoke to a club, but it did happen. This is just crap. Seriously. And the fact that NRL 360 didn't jump all over him when he said that is how bad they are.
I don't know yet. I don't know why. I swear sometimes he just opens his mouth to fill time.
Then you got Bulldog Richie saying, well, hang on, once you put stuff on social media about your partner, it's all fair game.
No, it's not.
I put stuff on social media about my partner. Is that fair game? About my kids, is that fair game? Because I'll tell you what, you want to come and talk about my partner, then you're gonna find out pretty quickly about me. Like, social media is the way of the world. That doesn't give you an honest right to say what you want about someone.
Man, and just because you're in the limelight, okay. I do get if you are out on the town and you play up, and you are warranted to get a bit of strife.
Look, whether you're on social media or not, you're warranted to get in strife.
But being on social media and someone doesn't allow it doesn't mean someone can just point fingers at you for the sake of it and make an opinion. Like if you're out pissing on a light pole in broad public, well and good to you. You can get laughed at. But if you're just you're posting a photo with your missus who's pregnant, that doesn't give you.
And the issue is the reason he's brought his missus into it because the media, like AKO, and he's at it again, Brent Reid. He's now talking about more. Who else wants to challenge? Who else is challenging him? We wants him now. Where he's going to go. Like he won't let go of it. But the really interesting thing is, it was the analogy that the reason he is going to leave the Cowboys, not because he doesn't like the Cowboys or whatever, is because of his partner. That is where it's all come from. His partner's from Sydney. She's pregnant. It's a long-distance relationship. Obviously not too long. Obviously, if she's pregnant, they must get together and see each other occasionally, unless it's one of those immaculate conception jobs. Look at Tommy's he's a lovely bloke, but I don't think he's not that godly. I don't think Tommy. But as a Cowboys supporter, look, I'm glad he come out and said something that I did like. What I didn't like was the fact he only said he's contracted to 2029. So I would not be surprised at all if 2029 is the last year we see Tommy Dearden in the Cowboys jersey.
You also got to think similar to the Tino factor. He might be getting Peyton did blood him or give him an opportunity, I guess.
Just what his loyalty is. Yeah, I would have loved him.
He might be wearing thin, and a new coach might re-signing.
Yeah, well, absolutely, potentially. Look, he might want to win a comp. Wants to win a comp. And the Cowboys, they keep stuttering, and that could have a lot to do with the coach as well as the players.
But there's none of the teams they're talking about are winning teams.
No, none of them are. So he's going to be starting. One of them suggested he's going to go to the West Tigers. I'm pretty sure that there is not a hope in Hades. Any player of any sort of nous right now would want to go to the West Tigers.
There's more of a chance of you getting a start for the Socceroos than there is of him going to the West Tigers.
I think so. Look, I'll be in the goal, by the way. I would be in the goal square, and I would be using my girth to block the balls. So there's no issue there. What I would love to hear Tommy Dearden say is, I love the Cowboys, which you did say, but I don't want to play for another club. I want to finish my career at the Cowboys. That's what I would have loved to have heard as a Cowboys supporter, but not what we heard. So just from what I'm reading into that,
the Chiefs could be looking at him too. The Chiefs could be looking at him, mate, because Luai's getting on.
Mate, who wouldn't? So he's one of the prestige halves in the competition. What he's done he's won the Wally Lewis medal at Orange. What he did 2 years ago in Orange was last year was amazing. He won the best player on the tour 2 years ago as well. Like, seriously, if he is top of the wazza, he's someone that is all heart and effort, and there's no crap about him whatsoever.
And the way it's looking, it could be Tom Dearden and Sam Walker as the halves for Queensland next year.
I think that will be. Well, it depends if Munster wants to go around again or not. So so much mixed messages from him. You don't know what's going on.
This would be the smallest set of halves we've ever run out for Queensland.
It will make it interesting if Munster does go around again, and both Dearden and Walker are fit. Who Billy goes with, it will be very, very interesting on that one. So a good problem to have as a Queensland perspective. Certain short, but well done, Tommy, coming out and squaring that up. Brent Reid, and same you too, Bulldog Richie. Hey, seriously, absolutely brain dead. Some signing news, which come out, which is good. We won't go through everything, but a couple of notable ones. Obviously, the Bears picked up a couple more. Young Jack Cole from Penrith has gone over there, so an upcoming 5'8", so that's good to see. And young Puru from the Sharkies.
Is that a half or the lot?
He's a half. He's a half Puru. He subbed in for, I think, Nico when he was injured a month or 6 weeks back or something like that. So he's a reasonable player too. So it's not bad signings from the Bears. They continue to tick along. Still waiting for that real big signing. It looks like it's going to avoid them. Wayne Bennett came out during the week and absolutely gave it to the NRL.
Love it. Well done, Wayne.
Why did you sign off on it in the first place, Wayne? You're saying that you didn't have knowledge of it. It was already worked out because tell you what, because it's just it is a different playing field.
Mate, I reckon it's just I reckon that the thought of the compound and all that. I reckon that was what did. I reckon that's what would have scared players away.
Of course, without this, I don't think they would have signed players. So they needed something like this. But I think what the issue really is you've got another side coming in the year before that that's had nothing. Has had no support. Do your best. And yet it's a bigger drive to get over to Perth. It's not a rugby league, even heartland over there. It's just... so much more should have been done. You wanted them to hit the ground running with a really strong side, not a ho-hum side, middle of the road side. Now, what a side that's got to be not just contending for the 8, contending for the 4. But they're not going to have that. That is for sure and certain they're going to have that. So
they're going to be bottom 4 for these 3 or 4 years.
It takes time to build. Then you have to build that squad, and that's only going to happen with good performances. If they keep playing poorly, they're not going to attract anybody to go over there. So it's a catch-22. These players have got to play out of their skin. The culture's got to look fantastic. What a wonderful place we are here to drag more players there. And who knows how long Mal, if he even gets to the starting line, he's going to be there for. Because once they lose him, there's even less drawing power to go over there. Now they've got Ben Gardner. I'm sorry, Ben, but unless you are playing for, I think is it Samoa he coaches? Unless you're playing for Samoa, you're probably not interested in going over there. So very interesting. Jackson Ford, another news, re-signed 3 years with the Warriors up till 2029. I suppose the one we always like to talk about is State of Origin. Matt King for 2 years as signed to be the Blues coach. So it doesn't really fit with Ivan Cleary's timeline. He wanted to coach the Blues in 2028. Well, he won't be able to this time. He will not be able to. All right, mate. Well, let's go over. I might go and lubricate the tonsils. We're going to come back and we're going to debrief all the action of round 22.
We could skip a few games, you know.
Oh, look. I've got plenty to say about one game. Anyway, this middle third, we're back right after this. This middle third brought to you by Riverside. It's the wash-up, all the action of round 22 of the NRL, and what a round it was. Kicking off up there in Townsville, there was the Cowboys and the Roosters, and what a debacle.
Mate, I'm not going to say much and saying.
Look, I think.
Yeah, you can just. I'll let you just talk on this.
Couple things first. Firstly, I want to know why we're still doing in today's game. Why we're still doing 5-day turnarounds? I want to know that. Why they are still a thing in the past. I thought a couple of years ago, the RLPA said no more 5-day turnarounds. Well, so that's certainly not going to help matters. There's no surprise the Cowboys were flat. In hindsight, beautiful thing. But flat doesn't mean you get beaten by 70 points and concede 82. What a disgraceful, diabolical, I don't know, performance that was by the Cowboys. Players get paid a hell of a lot of money and they toss that up. The Roosters were not... They talk about, flexing their muscles. Seriously? There was no muscle flexing. Because nothing. They had no opposition. The Cowboys were diabolical. And I said that from the second that right on their own line with Drinkwater's looking up and looking around and I can't think who it was, played the ball and he didn't even care about the ball. It was just, look, words failed me. Words dead set failed me of how bad that was. And to top it all off, this week the coach makes forced changes, 0. Wow, that's great. You get beaten by 70 points. And he tells everyone, this is our best side, I'm not changing it. Know what, Todd? If you just got beaten by 70, it ain't your best side, mate. That is diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. And then to top it all off, we hear Nanai had an injury, got a hamstring injury, 20 minutes to go. So rather than take him off the field, what do? On a game we're being already beaten by 60 points. Let's leave him on the field. Like, what's going on in the medical staff there at the Cowboys? That they did it with Dearden 2 weeks ago. They left him on the field when he did a muscle injury in his leg. No way it couldn't have made it any better, so it would be worse. Same with Nanai. Just, how Nanai only missed 2 tackles for the game is a bloody miracle. Absolute miracle. Like everybody else, I am lost for words. And congratulations, North. If you don't make the 8 now, that game is the reason why. Not that you lost it, is you were just so poor. So poor that you just threw away what little for and against that you had. So, horrible. Well, there's so many more things I could say, but I'm not going to. All right. Well done, the Roosters and Sammy Walker. But I'm quite confident saying the Roosters will go out in straight sets in the semis, so I'm quite comfortable with that. All right, there we go. Feel better now. I actually feel better.
There you go.
Dragons and the Finns win in the wins and the Finns at Wynn Stadium, 28-22, closer than it probably should have been if you're a Finn supporter. You want it even more close if you're a Dragon supporter.
And then mate. Scored early, but then they kept clocking off and let in some absolutely soft tries.
Yeah,
sliding down the outside, he split them open a couple of times. It was very strange how they just couple of times opened up like can of sardines.
Yeah, they had that couple of really strong performances mid-year, the Finns, and since then they've been all over the place.
They even got Katoa back, so he got their attack back on track. But mate, that defence is it's clocking off at times, and against a side, any other side, they probably lose that game.
Yeah, that's what worries you because their defence let them down last year at points, and it's doing it again now. So. Look, they're pretty close. I think they need one more win to lock in the top 8. So you'd think they're going to do that, which would be great. Certainly great news for the club, but they've got to sort some stuff out. And that rumour around one Herbie goes bananas down in the tricolours, another rumour that won't go away. So I don't know whether it is down south, whether the journos don't do their job and just link every good player that comes off contract to the Roosters, or whether the Roosters are seriously looking at trying to poach players that are certainly under contract. So I don't know what goes on down there. I really don't understand it. I don't understand it. So
I don't reckon Herbie would go. I really don't.
Well, one of the journos was saying already today that he's gone. He won't be at the Dolphins. So the deal is supposedly done. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Happens on that one. Rolling around, it was the Storm and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs in the end got over at 36-22. Look, another game the Storm realistically probably should have won. They just couldn't quite get it done again.
They're really lacking troops now.
Yeah, Munster's back this week and he'll help, but they weren't far. Look, nearly every game, their last 3 they've lost. They probably should have won all 3. Had they won all 3, they would be on the fringe of the 8 right now. They'd still be dreaming about semis, but they just couldn't quite get it done. Bulldogs, I don't think they were overly convincing. Really struggled. Once again, struggled to beat up a side that is decimated with injury. Obviously, the big shining light, obviously for the Storm is their fullback. He continues just to absolutely light it up. And he's pushing really hard. And there is a late surge that he's polling very, very well, Dally M-wise. And he has to be for the Storm because he's certainly been playing well for them. So he's going to be getting points most weeks. So, interesting. Yeah, that rolls around. Mate, what's next? What do we got next? The Titans. Now, didn't you tip the Titans in the what? Didn't you tip the Titans on this one?
Shut up.
Oh, you did. Hey, 46-22.
The Warriors,
42-6, sorry.
The Warriors came back to life.
Oh, did they come back to life? Oh, so...
Once again, another tale of the Titans. Good, bad, and the ugly for them.
In the one game, mate. In the one game. Look, I don't know if it's... I don't know if it says that game says more about the Titans or more about the Warriors. I don't know. I always thought the Warriors would win. I didn't think they were going to win probably quite as good as that because the Titans on the whole had been better. Their last 6 or 8 weeks of footy has been pretty good. And to top it all off, young Zane Harrison does a hammy and will not play again this year. So it's a real disappointment because he's been certainly growing his game there. So on the whole scheme of things, mate, they have one more win at the same stage than they had last year. Have the Titans improved under Josh Hannay or not?
Oh, I think definitely.
Yep. I think they've been in a lot more games.
They've also bombed probably 2. They probably should have won probably 2.
Yeah, at least 2.
And been in the hunt for probably
2 or 3 more.
Oh, another 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, so, yeah, I agree. Yeah, look, I think they've improved. Defensively, they till this week, it was the 40 points, but although defensively they'd certainly been better. So obviously this week certainly wasn't, and the fact that they did again, it's poor at home because they've got a great event because most of their games that finish up are all at home, so it's a great place to be if you're a Titans supporter, but not they're going to toss that up. Rolling things on, Penrith and the Raiders. Well, the Raiders were hot to trot. I think they won 3 in a row, and they were talking the talk. Ricky was confident. I got my side back now. Yeah, well, 42-18, Ricky, and you got smoked. absolutely smoked. So this is the side to beat. You can talk about the Roosters all you like, and the Roosters have struggled under Trent Robinson to be able to beat this team. And I certainly can't see them beating this team at any time soon. They look, when they're really on, they're going to be very, very hard to beat. Unless they pick up a couple of injuries, and they still seem to be very lucky with injuries. They've lost Mitch Kenny, obviously, and he's been their first long-term injury since Talon May did his knee, I think it was, back.
Liam Martin was out. Liam Martin was out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, but that's not long-term. 6 weeks, that's not long-term. Long-term, we're talking 12, 14 weeks. 6 months. Knee reconstruction out for the season. Shoulder reco out for the season. None of that. Even when you look at the injuries ladder, they got the most healthiest roster in the comp, and they have it every year on year. So I don't know. Is that their medical staff? No, not. There's luck. It's getting injuries is a big portion of it is luck, absolute luck. So anyway, mate, here we go. You'll be interested in this game. The Donkeys and the Knights, 30-6 at home. They'd obviously thrown the cue in the rack, mate, on this one because
mate, we had a try disallowed. Like we looked all right for the start, and then Reynolds went down, and then it just all went down. Yeah. Walsh tried, didn't work. Our forward pack got belted. Billy Walters, once again, didn't come on until way too late. Now he's finally starting this week. Yeah. No, mate, it's Madge can use all the excuses in the world. But as much as I don't want to say it, as we talked about it the other day, I think my man Renault played a season too long.
Yeah, and I said that right back when he re-signed. You don't go again, mate. You just won the comp, like seriously.
So I think he probably regrets that, I reckon, in hindsight.
And now Ben Hunt's looking at the same scenario, I reckon, because he doesn't look the same player this year. He looked much quicker and faster this year. Last year.
Unless he just hasn't come back from that knee injury, and maybe in off-season he gets it right again. But
Jeez,
I don't think so.
36 years of age, you want him to get... Oh, mate, it's a big ask.
Yeah, mate, I don't know. I'm really... I said it's very disheartening in regards to just by some of the decisions that have been made. Like, I'm very frustrated by some of the decisions that got made in regards to players that have been let go.
The recruitment, big question marks around the recruitment. Huge question marks. Re-signing Ben Hunt, signing Dane Gagai, letting Shibasaki go.
The Dane Gagai one, mate, has got me baffled because he's had some good moments this year, but he's still 6 months.
We've already seen, you've already seen with Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds is another example of what, when you get to that age, what one more pre-season does to you.
And Dane Gagai 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago had to argue the worst game of football I've ever seen him play. So he's it's not looking, and he plays right centre. So he's certainly going to be he's going to be playing on the left because Staggs ain't moving.
Well, they might move Staggs. No, Gagai has played on the left, so there's no worries about that. But it'll be interesting because at the moment Staggs has got to worry about his own game because he's been god awful terrible since Origin. So he's got to have a look hard look at himself as well. Rolling along, mate, we've got the Sharkies and the Rabbits. In the end, Sharkies are still hot to trot. 32-16.
This was a good game. This was in regards to South put it on them, but which was good for the Sharkies. As often they've when they've been on a hot run, they tend to just they have an off game, and Souths put it on them, but then Sharks obviously went back to their systems, went through their gears, and blew them away again. So, mate, to me, I'm going go Dolphins and go Sharks.
Sharks look pretty good. Yeah, Sharks are pretty good. So
I
depends on who they play in the
I'll
semis.
rephrase that. If the Cowboys make the 8, I'll go Dolphins and Cowboys. Then I'll go the Sharks.
Yeah,
Because they're probably my tip of the Sydney teams.
Oh.
If I was to cheer for a Sydney team.
Well, the Cowboys don't win this weekend, don't win tomorrow night, mate. They won't be playing semi-finals. It's all over. Should be all over bar the shouting, mate. And the coach should then be under so much pressure. They should be tearing up his contract that he's just signed and saying, no, it ain't happening, son. Ain't happening.
If the Cowboys lost every game to the back end of the year, there's got to be a cooling off period in there for the coach.
Nah, it's locked. Once she's lodged, mate, she's lodged. So that's on the Cowboys, mate. That is just, as I say, they either had to sign him earlier than they did, which they didn't, and they put themselves in the position where they were always tittering around that 9th and 8th, or so they've re-signed a coach that may not even get them in the 8. Like, that is just, a re-signed coach has got a 50% record. Now they've re-signed the coach who just was presided over an 82-point debacle.
Well, the third worst loss in rugby league history.
Something like that. It's just terrible. I think it's third worst margin, I think it was.
All I can say is I would rather miss the 8 than have that score put on me.
Well, the best way to forget about it pretty quickly is to win on tomorrow night, which I hope so, but anyway. And, mate, you're wrapped up down there at CommBank. The Eels, 16.
Oh, my God.
Tigers, 13. Now, as bad as the Cowboys game was, this thing, I don't know what it was. It was terrible. Oh, my God.
No. It was, no, you know, it was terrible, I agree. But it's like watching like an Instagram, like a reel or something. You can't not look away. It just didn't know how much calamity.
It's terrible.
It was entertainingly calamitous.
Entertainingly calamitous. That'll do me.
It's because they'd been defending for 8 sets in a row, whatever, and then in the set they come out of their own red zone and they try and do an offload, and it's like it dropped it cold. Yeah. Like Addo-Carr, who hasn't scored in 6 weeks,
there's a reason.
Got to put on his chest
he's talking himself up to go play for Australia. Addo-Carr. He's talking himself up.
He did look the most dangerous for Parramatta, I will say that, definitely.
When did he look dangerous? When he dropped the ball? He was terrible. He was terrible. Sam Rani was the most dangerous for Parramatta.
Not at all.
Sam Rani was.
Nah.
It was terrible. The West Tigers came out of nowhere to put themselves in front after Dewey finally after a diabolical first half from Dewey. Didn't run the ball, didn't do anything at all. And now then he kicks a field goal and scores a try and he's a god. But yeah, it was so bad, that game. It was so bad. And if there's a player that should be under pressure right now, it should be Benji Marshall. And the West Tigers board for re-signing him until 2030.
The worst
2030. They have dead set fallen off a cliff. They have. So, and they've been getting troops back now, so the side's been improving, more and more players coming back, and they just get worse.
Terrell May's had an off year too.
Yep, it was pretty good. Yeah, they've put some stats up. I think it was before the Luai announcement and after the Luai announcement. What he was averaging, and he's almost, everything's halved pretty well. His output's halved. So, well done, Jerome. Well done, you marquee player, you. Hey, what good things you've done. All right, mate, that wraps up all the action of round 23 as it sees fit. We got our only representation, put my teeth back in, is the Dolphins. Cowboys are in the 8, but not on for and against, so they need to win an extra game over the Bulldogs. So, fingers crossed that's going to happen. But, yeah, after that, anyway, after the diabolical disaster. Anyway, this is middle third. We're going to come back, and it's soapbox time. We're back right after this. This is the middle third, brought to you by Riverside. The armchair experts are out. They've dusted off the soapbox. And yeah, you better believe it, it's opinion time. And what are we talking about today? Well, it's the Australian side for the World Cup. Now it's only a bit over a month to go till the regular season's over. That Australian side now is slowly starting to take a bit of shape, going on form. So we just thought we'd just take a little bit of time just to go back and run through what we think that side might start to look like coming into the World Cup. So, mate, the first question is probably one of the more contentious selections of the squad. That's fullback. So your mate, little Reece Walsh, who was outstanding in game 1 last year, then didn't do too much else for the next 2 games. So, and I suppose the contenders, when we talk about this, I suppose you've got to say is one, James Tedesco, one Dylan Edwards. They're probably the 3 leading contenders. Who takes it, mate?
Obviously my heart said Walsh, but he's playing somewhat down on last year's form.
Yep.
I think Tedesco, obviously by the stats, is lighting it up, but I personally, the way the side is structured, Dylan Edwards or Walsh is a better fit because Tedesco overplays his hand too much. Just does. So I'm going to say Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, I was going to Edwards. I can tell Edwards or Walsh. If Walsh doesn't find it, but Kevy loves him. So every chance he's going to do a coach's pick and slip him straight into the side.
I won't complain.
Wingers last year, Marky Mark and Addo Carr. I don't think either of them go. Obviously, Mark
neither will go.
And Addo Carr. So who's going to come in for these wing spots?
Kiraz is playing injured at the moment.
No, I don't think his form isn't good enough. He said he wants to play for Lebanon. So I don't know how serious or what he is with that one.
I'm going to say the Milky Bar kid on one wing.
Yeah.
Which is Tom Jenkins.
Yep.
And on one. And the
what about
other
JJ? What about JJ Fafita? He's got to be close, hasn't he?
JJ Fafita would be a chance, I'd say. It would be a chance. But because the centres they got available can't really play in the wing. They may go a centre pairing of something like a Toya and Staggs, or they could put Hammer on the wing.
Well, Toya's the interesting one because he's eligible for Tonga as well. So I don't know. This is where it gets so bloody confusing with these players that are playing Origin. They're also playing for the Island. You've got no idea where their true affiliations will lie until they get picked.
Yeah.
So I just thought someone said he's made himself unavailable for Australia and he's available for Tonga.
Okay, well, if he's available, I would have Toya and Staggs in the centres and Hammer on the wing. But if we scrub that idea and we go with Staggs and Hammer on my centres, that other wing spot, a Campbell Graham, a Jojo Fafita.
Yeah, Graham's going okay. Been there before. I don't mind that. Can play centres. Can play. He's preferred centre. He's what he wants to play, but you don't always get what you want. You know,
they may go to a big Bostock.
But Bradman Best, he's got to be close, isn't he?
Yeah, again another one. So as I said, mate, they could go exactly the same there and go Bradman Best. And
what's going to go against Staggs is Broncos aren't playing semis, so Best will be, or more than unless they wheels fall off. Yeah, they don't win another game. Best will be if he has good, strong performances. I thought he was okay in that third go. I don't think he was as good as he was in the last couple of times he's played Origin.
No, so it'll be that's your mix.
Staggs is under all sorts of pressure because his form is in the toilet.
Staggs, Best, Hammer for that centre spot.
I'm going to go Best and Hammer. I reckon, providing Hammer is. He hasn't announced his allegiance yet with his Australia or Samoa, so but I want to go Best and Hammer in the centres.
Who's your winger then?
I'm actually looking at Fafita at the moment.
Okay.
I'm actually looking at Fafita because a lot of the other wingers are all currently running around for Samoa or Tonga. So that makes it really interesting. Or they're out injured. One Xavier Coates is a prime example of that one. So it's a tricky one because Hammer can play both left and right centre. Valentine Holmes is horribly out of form. Now, if he picked up a strong month to end the year, then maybe he's a chance, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So it's just going to be really how that unfolds. The 6, well, that's if he's fit, it's Munster, isn't it?
Yeah, the halves are as they normally would be, barring injury. Yeah.
Yeah, so Munster and Cleary. If either is out, who is in? Who comes in if either of those suddenly drop out?
It'd be. I think coach's pick would lean towards Dearden or Walker.
Okay. So no Moses.
No.
Well, his form's ordinary anyway, so they have to be picking on him on I don't know what form because he's nothing. Because Origin, he was okay in the last game. He certainly wasn't good in the game before that. So I don't know what you're going to pick him on. So, and then this is the trouble Kevy's got right now is a lot of his tried and true. They're horrible. Like we look at the side from last year. Shibasaki and Staggs with the centres. Well, Shibasaki is not a chance he's getting picked. No. Not a chance he's getting picked. Next we got is the front row. So for that particular one, we had Patrick Carrigan and Big Tino. Big Tino up front. Does that stay the same, mate, you reckon?
I think so, mate. I think so. You got someone like Barnett will put his hand up somewhere. But I think that'll be your starting there. Yeah.
No one's gonna sneak.
What about? I don't. I don't rate. They're all.
What about Kalamatangi? He's no chance of sliding in there.
No chance.
No chance.
Mate, once again, when it comes down to a coach's pick, I think in some positions, Kevy will choose a Bronco or a Queenslander. If the players are on par ability wise.
So if Carrigan's up front, what are you saying? That is it Cameron Murray or is Isaiah Yeo at 13?
Personally, I would say Cameron Murray fucking daylight, but
Isaiah Yeo was his captain last year, so I don't.
Yeo will be your captain.
I don't think there's not a hope in Hades he won't be in that side, Isaiah Yeo, and as captain. Now there's a chance Isaiah Yeo could play up front and Carrigan could go back to 13.
Agreed.
That's a chance because they're both bigger. They're both bigger bodied locks, so that's not an issue. But yeah, it's very interesting. But I think Cameron Murray at best is on the bench. Absolute best is on the bench. The back row was back then was Hudson Young and Angus Crichton. Both of them, I think, are gone.
Both of them won't. I don't think will be there, and I think form might hurt Ruben Cotter if the Cowboys go out in straight sets. And Nanai.
Nanai is now for Samoa, so he's not playing for Australia anymore, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty close to 100% sure that's the case. So I reckon Jacob Preston is going to be close. He's going to be there or thereabouts. Ruben Cotter will be a chance. He's done pretty well when he has slotted in there. Kalamatangi's got to be a chance when he slongs in there. So where have we got this? This is one of the more hotly contested spots.
You're Liam Martin.
So Liam Martin wasn't fit last year, so I reckon he's going to be. He's picked.
It could be a last hurrah for Liam Martin.
Yeah, before his body falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Liam Martin's one of them. Who's the other one? Are we going to go with? Young Jacob Preston? Is he gonna steal the spot?
Yeah, mate, it had to be close.
Or is Kalamatangi? I don't know if Kalamatangi's he's more of a middle now, so
I'll go Jacob. Yeah, Jacob Preston on that left. Yeah, you got players like Fita Tuiaki, Ruben Cotter. No Gilbert. Flegler would be a chance for the bench.
Well, I think he's long odds, mate. I reckon he's long odds.
Uh,
Because he certainly didn't light it up in the last. No, he didn't light it up. In that third game, he was pretty ordinary. So if he has a big final series, then maybe. But I just don't think. I think he's long odds.
I think you're looking potentially at Liam Martin and Preston.
Okay, I'm going to go Martin and Cotter. I reckon you might do that. Would be the first time Kevy's done that. So yeah, and the nines, Harry Grant. We're agreed on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, bigger bench we've got here. So bench last year was Tommy Dearden, Collins, Ruben Cotter, Kalamatangi, Best, Smith, and Moses. So we're all pretty in agreement that Cameron Murray's going to be on the bench there at some place.
Strange.
He didn't make the 20. So you reckon? So let's look at 14 first. Let's look at 14. If Dearden's fit, does he make the side?
I think Dearden's your 14.
All right. So Lindsay Collins, does he make the side?
Oh, if the Roosters keep, I'd say he does.
Or is it?
I like Barnett. I like Barnett personally.
So you reckon Barnett's going to be one? Cameron Murray's going to be another. We're going to decide. So we've got a small forward. We've got a big forward. Where are we next? Who's next? Lindsay Smith. Does he make the side?
Lindsay Smith or Kalamatangi? I don't think both. One of them.
Tell me which one. Lindsay Smith will be playing finals. Kalamatangi, he's only 50-50 at the moment. Depends on what Souths do.
Mate, because
Kalamatangi didn't even feature in Origin, mate. He couldn't even get a gig in Origin.
I'll go Lindsay Smith.
You want to go Smith? Okay, backs. Who's our reserve back that we're going with?
You'd look at depending on how it goes. You'd have Best, depending on who you. I think one of those centres. Oh, Strange.
So you reckon Strange will be one? He'll be your halves. And who's the other one you're going to go with? Walker.
Oh, but depends on, as I said, the way the centre pairings match up. It could be a Stags on the bench, and Bradman Best on the bench.
Well, at the moment you've got Stags and Hammer. I've got Best and Hammer. So if that's the case, have you got Best on the bench with Strange?
I'd probably have Best. Oh, but Stranger, because if you've got Dearden there, you don't need Strange.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe, mate. Oh, it hurts my brain, this.
Or does Walsh come on the bench?
Yeah, Walsh on the bench. Yeah, we'll go with that. Go Walsh on the bench. And
all right.
Maybe a JoJo Fafita for me.
So your 20th man is Fafita.
Yeah, he's center winger. Then you got a fullback, and then you got your halves cover. Then you got some
So you've got Edwards. We've got Milky and either Campbell Graham. Yeah, Campbell Graham. You got Stags and Hammer in the centres. Munster, Cleary the centres. The 13's Yo. Martin and Preston are the back rowers. Tino and Carrigan are up front. Harry Grant's the hooker. Dearden at 14. Barnett, Murray, Smith, Walsh, Best, and Fafita.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the squad there's always a smoky. Always a smoky. Who's the smoky that's going to go?
Maybe Noel Martin or Trey Mooney.
Okay.
I don't know if Trey Mooney's even eligible, to be fair. He might be Kenwood.
I've got absolutely no idea. I've got two smokies. I reckon that potentially might find their way there. So one could be a Jaden Campbell, could find his way going over there, depending on what the makeup of the side is, because he can play anywhere full back across that whole back line. And the other one that might just be a sneaky little chance is Helam Lukey. Might just be a sneaky little chance.
Better stop the 80 nils then.
Oh, I agree. I agree, but there's plenty of sides that leak plenty of points. So,
would you have Helam Lukey ahead of Finifuiaki?
Yes. Yes. I think Finifuiaki's Tonga as well. I don't think he wants to play for Australia. This is where it gets so complicated. It's so like I actually feel sorry for Kevy trying to put these sides together, because you just got absolutely no idea who's who in the zoo anymore. You got no idea, and just because someone was born in Australia, lived all their life in Australia, and suddenly now they don't want to play for Australia. I just don't understand that.
Mate, baffling.
Don't understand that one little bit. So I don't know how that works. So anyway, all right, mate. Okay, well, I'm glad we've solved those world's problems. We go away, have a drink when we come back, and we're going to preview all the action of round 23. We'll touch on the tipping, bit of Supercoach, and look, maybe you might have a winner. I don't know.
And Supercoach it's finals time now. Season's done.
So, yeah, I peaked about 6 weeks ago, and I've been going like bastards ever since.
Yeah, mate.
This middle third, we're back right after this.
It hurts. It hurts.
It's middle third, brought to you by Riverside. All the breaks are done. It's the run home now. Here we go. The preview of round 23 of the NRL. And she all kicks off Thursday night again for the Cowboys and the Titans down there at Seabus Super Stadium. So we got the Titans. So Zane Harrison, unfortunately, his season is done. He's replaced by Lachlan Ilias. Adam Christensen comes on the bench for Jalen the group for the Titans. For the Cows, look, this is amazing. They get beaten by 70, concede 82, and essentially it's all forced changes. Jeremiah Nanai, after playing a quarter of the game with a dud hamstring, explain that one, Todd, is out. Kai O'Donnell comes into the side. Griffin Neame returns from suspension, and Thomas McHaley goes back to the bench. Wow, beaten by 70, and that's the changes he makes. I did expect him to drop a winger, because normally Todd likes to drop a winger after a bad loss, because he blames the wingers for everything. Look, I've got no idea. I'm going to go the Cowboys, because I just need them to win.
I'm going to go Titans.
Oh, so you're going to kiss goodbye to the Cowboys season. You want it done.
Mate, I think 82-0, 82 points scored against you. I think your season's. I think your season's.
I'm not saying we can win the cop, mate. Jeez, I'm not saying that for a second.
Yeah, no, without Dearden, I don't think you can now. And you got a few key players are playing really poor.
Oh, they weren't playing so poor 2 weeks ago when we belted you blokes. Bashes. Typical Brisbaneite, very, very short memory. Typical.
No, mate, I reckon I got a pretty good. I think I'm pretty honest and critical about my own team. I know when they're good and they're bad.
Yeah, they're bad. Yeah,
I just think your team's worse.
Oh, mate, it is. It's horrible. That performance was horrible. And the fact the coach doesn't seem to care too much about defence is three parts of the problem. Rolling along Friday night, it's the Warriors and the Panthers. So this is an absolute cracker. First versus third. It was a titanic struggle a couple of months back. Warriors, Tane Tuapiki is back. Chance, Nickel Constead will remain at fullback. Morgan Gannon is on the bench. Riley Price, Adam Pompey missing out. for the Panthers. Casey McLean's out. He's had surgery on a fractured hand. He's out for a week or two. Isaac Tungo comes into the centres. Not a bad replacement. Blaze DeLungy is back on the bench. Look, it is over there at Go Media Stadium. It will be a sellout. I'm probably going to have to go with the Panthers.
Yeah, I go the Panthers as well. Just.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. I think it will be. It's going to be. They're going to belt the bejesus out of each other over there. Another good game Friday night. It's the Roosters up against the resurgent Bulldogs. Tommy Talau is back on the bench. Billy Smith comes into the wing. Spencer Linier moves from the starting side. Fekete goes to the second row, and Nat Butcher's back to the bench. Lindsay Collins is finally back from concussion, with Lasalu and Reece Foley missing out for the Dogs. Satili Tupanua is back. Bronson Cherry, Jake Turpin, they're all on the bench. Take the place of Jones, O'Sullivan, and Sewer. Look, I'm probably going to go
Roosters
to the Roosters. Yeah, go to the Roosters on that one, and Bulldogs will come back down to earth. Now this is a bit of a tricky one, this one. So HBF Park, we got the Storm and Manly. Fosball is now gone. It's just back to normal football. Now they're playing, but Jack Howarth is back for the Storm. Wateri misses out. Munster is back a week early. Wishart moves to dummy half. We spent a lot of time there last week. Trent Talau drops back to the bench. Alex McDonald drops off the bench. Jai Bowden and Davey Muale take the spot for the Seagulls. Josh Valetti slides back to the bench. Clow moves into the centres, and Wilson named to start at wing. Brandon Wankin returns to dummy half. Former Cowboy Nicholas Lanaz slides back to the reserves bench. Bullimore moves to prop. Li-Fi is back to the bench. Ben Travojevic is out for concussion. He's replaced by Corey Waddell. Kobe Hetherin is out for the year with a ruptured bicep. Fletcher Baker's new face on the bench. Tony Large misses out. And Jackson Sherritt is the new man. Whew, what's happened there at the Seagulls?
I'm sure you could have skipped some of that.
Probably could have, but I like it. It's good. I've got me money. I'm actually going to go the Storm on that one.
Storm.
I just think they're going to. Yeah, they're going to get. I think they're going to get a win. Munster being back is good.
A little bit too much class, and I think Farlogo could rip them apart.
No, look, he's been ripping everybody apart, whether in form or not. So, rolling along Suncorp Stadium, it's the Battle of Brisbane. The Finns and the Broncos, 5:30. For the Dolphins, just it's been a long night, bloody hell, here I am yawning away. Dolphins, Ray Stone, he's out. Sebastian Stewart takes his place for you blokes. For the Broncos, Duffy takes over from the concussed Adam Reynolds. Xavier Willison has been named at prop. Simu's back to the bench, and Jaden Hunt will start in the second row. Corey Bakes, see ya, ta-ta, has been dropped, with Billy Walters making his first start of the year. Oh, mate, I'm sorry. There's not a chance I can tip Brisbane. Not after that performance you blokes did last week. I'll have to go the Finns.
I'm hoping for a bounce back. I'll say Brisbane. But I really like the Billy Walters starting. Just to offer a little bit more than what Pates has been. But I'm going to go Brisbane, but I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close game, I think.
All right, okay. Well, if Brisbane defend like they did last week, it won't be close. It won't even be close to it. Yeah.
But Dolphins haven't been defending well either, so there's also that factor. But Cattell being back the second week after injury, I think he'd be better for that run last week. So if it wasn't the Broncos, literally, if it wasn't the Broncos or Panthers, I think I would be tipping the Dolphins against any other team.
Okay. Allianz, 7:30. It's the Rabbits and the Eels. The Cavalry is back. With Tallis Duncan, he's in at centre, replaces Latrell Sigurwalt. David Fafita is back in the second row. Callum Matung is at prop. Radley is out. Cameron Murray back at lock. Lockie Hubner's in the bench. And Liam LeBlanc is gone off the bench altogether. For Parramatta, Jack Williams moves from prop to second row. Luca Moretti starts in the middle. Tarawlangi drops back to the bench. Dylan Walker is being rested, according to the club. Saxon Pright comes onto the bench. Funa Lutu joins the bench with Tony Matelli missing out. Rabbits. Yeah, just rabbits.
If Parramatta dish up that same garbage, South will score 50.
Yeah, they'll score a lot more. They will score a lot more than the Tigers will score. Here we go, rolling along. Sunday, 2:00. Down that at GIO. Simi Sasagi is back. Sebastian Chris is out. That's the only change for the Raiders. For the Knights, starting in his 300th game, Tyson Frizzell is at prop. Hopgood goes back to the bench. Graham comes back to the bench with Toby Winnett missing out, the only change. I'm going to have to go the Knights on this one.
I'm going to go Raiders at GIO.
Okay. All right. Well, if they still have any sort of faint, slim chances of playing finals, they have to win that one. Otherwise, she is curtains. They are dead set curtains.
Agree there, mate.
And last game of the round, up there, where is it? Cogra, I believe it is. St George and the Sharkies. Toby Couchman is out with concussion. He's not helping my Supercoach side, that's for sure. Emre Gould back in the starting side. Lechalano is off the bench. Matthew Feagai has been named in his place for the Sharkies. Harodi lines up at centre with Carl Ower missing out with concussion. Fanua Blake is back in the starting side. Kafusi remains on the bench. Gabriel Ueli come onto the bench. Burrell and Same Street are off. So, Sharks. By plenty. By plenty. By absolutely plenty. So, for quite a few years, the Sharks have been known as flat track bullies. I think they're going to really emphasise that when they take on the Dragons down there. All right, mate. Let's bring up the tipping now that we've told everybody who not to tip.
It is the business end. There's 3 teams tied at 119, 3 teams tied at 118, 3 teams tied at 116.
Gosh, he's still pretty tight.
And we've got the best closest joker. We've got a joker at 112. So 7 off the pace.
So again, a joker in a perfect round would make it very interesting.
And we got another joker at 111. So they're both in the hunt. I think they're saving it for that last or second last round. Bobby Rain, Dolphins, and Mark Lynch are tied at 119. Kiwi Glenn still there at 118.
He's a genius. Kiwi Glenn. I got my money on him. He's going to come home
from over the Dutch.
From straight over the Dutch. All right, okay. Now we saw that out. Supercoach, obviously.
I got all my players back. I took a punt last week. I got Simi Siagi back and Tallis Duncan back, but my season was toast. I think I lost Harry Grant last week, and I think I'm hanging in there for it to play a couple of plate finals. But I had an 0-4 run there a few weeks ago. That's absolutely left me decimated. Trades I'm going to make this week. Nico Hines, I'm probably going to bring in.
Mate, you're going to bring in the golden boy, mate.
And I'm going to potentially risol Kalen Ponga.
Ooh, it's a bit of risk there. A little bit of risk there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's roll on there. So lucky last. For everybody, we got punters pick. Still waiting for you to come up with a win this year. You've had one.
I got one this year.
Have you?
Yeah, I got one.
You sure?
Yeah, no, 100%. I got one. Now I got one.
Okay, so that's 2 wins in 4 years?
Shut up. No, we're gonna go. You're gonna laugh at this. You're not gonna like this at all.
You put the Titans in it, haven't you?
Sharks, Panthers, Broncos, Titans.
Seriously, you call yourself a Queenslander?
It's the Titans. They're Queensland, you clown.
No, they're not. No, they're Gold Coast. They're like on the border sometimes. Sometimes on the border.
You idiot.
All right, sometimes on the border. All right, okay. For our $10, what are we going to get back on that?
I think we at 920, 930, give or take, $90.
See, that's what I love about you. In theory, that sounds really good. the fact that you've won twice in 4 years isn't covering anybody in any sort of glory whatsoever.
It's a shame I don't put. I actually, shame I win my own money more than I win this money.
Is that telling you something? All right, mate. Well, it's good night from him.
Good night from him.
Remember, it's hard to be humble when you come from Queensland.
Queensland.